Hello, short end of month video for you regarding a couple of topical issues that I think are important to raise. We're going to be looking at a likely cut in VAT coming up. To stimulate the economy, it is widely being predicted that the rate of VAT is going to be cut to 2.5%. This will help businesses is the aim for it. How much that has effect on businesses to 2.5%, personally, I'm not too sure. However, if it does come in, I've got 6 points for you that I think you should be considering, at least prepping for or thinking about in advance. If you use software to prepare and record information, you are going to have to be looking at updating that software, albeit this could be yourself if it has the capability, go in and make the changes to it, or you may need to buy updates. If you're using cloud software, this should be included automatically. If you're on any form of desktop software, it might be slightly different. If you use in-house templates, so you're on pre-printed carbon paper sheets, or you use Word documents, or you've got any form of bespoke stuff you use yourself, you are going to have to change those. That can actually take quite some time. Certainly our invoicing system takes far longer than it should do and can be an issue. If you've got marketing campaigns coming up, you want to look at scheduling those to coincide with the cut in VAT. You don't want to be posting up the wrong thing. You don't want to be sending out the wrong information about the price of your product, unless you're just going to try and make some more money at it, obviously, in which case don't need to move the price. If you take deposits for in advance of things, certainly we at CCM take deposits from people. The point of sale can be when the actual invoice, the actual thing arises, as opposed to when the deposit was taken. If there is a reduction in the rate of VAT, that means your customers will have actually paid you more towards the product than they would, or services they would otherwise, and certainly one that we will have to consider at CCM. If you enter into any form of finance agreements that you're paying in advance, you will need to take a view at that stage and deal with any payments that are due at that when the VAT arises. Particularly important if you're looking at car contracts, telephone contracts, they often have long-term payments in there which the rate will change and fluctuate on, and you need to give it some thought if things are put down. Price tags, if you're in retail, quick fix to those is you're going to have to label over everything, put new tags up, new labels up. That can be still administrative and a bit of a pain in the bum. If you make payments on account for VAT, you're going to have to consider those differently. Clearly, you will have changed the amount that you actually will be paying over. Likewise, if you're collecting payments from your customers on a drip basis, this could have quite a cash flow impact. And again, you might need to look at modeling your cash flow accordingly. Government usually puts in place anti-forestalling measures. What that means is it puts things there that stop you delaying stuff so that you can make use of an artificially lower rate for the future. To be honest, I can't see that having massive impact or effect on most of the people that would listen to this and we work with. Excuse me. Some good news is that the Federation of Small Business is actually warning against excessive pessimism, saying that the state of the UK economy is not actually as bad for small business as some people are predicting, and that while most small businesses are predicting they are going to have to make some changes to their premises to meet the government guidelines, there is a significant hope as furlough unwinds that things should be able to pick up for them and they should be able to make the most of the circumstances they have. Certainly, if you talk to a lot of the people we work with, there is still some degree of confidence in there. And as I've put out a number of my written pieces, some people are actually experiencing boom times and are sitting on more cash than they ever have done before. So some hope for optimism. And finally, for this one, If you are thinking of, excuse me, suffering today. If you are thinking of making use of a change in technology brought about as a result in the change in your working methods, some of the best accountancy apps to consider would be Xero, FreshBooks, QuickBooks, and good old Sage. Sage still produce some great results with the technology they have. It's still one of the most easier to use and intuitive of them, and falls into the cheaper end of things. Xero is very pretty, isn't getting increasingly expensive. QuickBooks is, in my opinion, pretty bad. It doesn't do half the things that you'd actually want it to use, or you would want to use and have available to it. And I think it's overly complicated, which is a shame considering that we actually tried to become QuickBook partners a number of years ago and still have some people working on those. If you do want to look at changing your systems and technology, the best person in CCM to actually contact is Catherine. Catherine.day@uk-ccm.com. Catherine is our software guru for all things in that vein. And that is the end of this short video. Take care. See you again.